Hey everybody, welcome to another campaign tier list. Today we'll be taking a look at the fun and replayable Carthaginians. The question is, are they any good in the campaign? Let's find out. Hello everybody. Here we are on the campaign map as Carthage. And so let's take a look. How do these guys start their campaign? Well, they start with 6 cities. 3 of them are quite small, and it's Corrales, Palma, and Cordoba. And 3 of them are quite big, actually. Thapsus, Carthage, and Lilybium. Despite starting without walls, we have 3,000 pops here, 6,000 pops here, and 3,000 pops here at Lilybium. So they are decent cities. It's also important to note that they start with their empire a little bit fragmented with Corrales, Palma, Cordoba here, then Lilybium. You know, it's a bit fragmented, of course. And another thing that is worth noting is that they start with 7,000 denarii, while most factions start with 5,000 or less. So they start with more money than most people. And of course, also important to note is that they start with just about a surplus of 2,500 denarii. I don't know how this is calculated. Earlier on the earlier campaign that I started, it was at 2,700. That's so it's about this amount of money. You know, and of course you can increase this up to 41,000 if you just put everybody here on a very high tax rate. Let's do that to show you exactly how it's gonna be. And the good thing is we can pretty much do this almost everywhere. You know, look at that, look at that. If we put it on every single city, including Carthage, we got everybody. We are making 4,400 denarii. It's almost twice as much as we were making with the taxes on low, so always do this. Then of course we have our starting army is decent. We have a good force over here in Hanno, in Sicily, near Lilybium, that we can use to take either Messana or Syracuse, which are always good catches. So definitely do that. Everywhere else we don't have a particularly large army. We have some units here in Cordoba, but we need them to defend Cordoba if we decide not to do anything with them out here. Alright, this is it. Of course, we also have to say that they have 5 potential enemies, and then this is their starting location. Alright. Now let's go for tactics. What do we have as far as tactics go? What can the Carthaginians do? Well, first off, they can come here for Spain. They can get Cordoba, right? Come to Cordoba and then just pick these units up and go all the way to Carthagonova, then to Osca, or maybe to Scalabish and then to Asturica, even though they will be open to attack to which side they decide not to go. You can go for both sides, but the problem is you only have 1,400 people on this settlement, so you're probably not going to be making a lot of troops, and you will end up relying on mercenaries to take Spain. Now, the second way to go is to go for Numidia. Now, Numidia is actually a good enemy for you, because their troops are equal or weaker than yours, especially when you give it a couple of turns. For example, right here you can already build the city barracks that will allow you to get some Libyan spearmen. Libyan spearmen are already better than the stock infantry unit for the Numidians, so you can actually do that, even though you can recruit round shield calves and Iberian calves. The Numidians are fairly weak militarily, both early and late game, so they are always a good opponent. What you can do is come from Carthage to Cirta, go from Thapsus to Dimidi, and then join everybody together at Dingi, and you should have the Numidians. Of course, that Numidians also have a city right out here at Siwa. However, I believe that this will not make a difference for the Numidians. Anyway, the third thing that you can do is just go, you know, here in Sicily, Lilybium, go to Messana, and then go to Croton Tarentum. Of course, that if you go to Messana, you will also have to eventually go to Syracuse. So this will mean a war against both all Roman factions and of course the Greeks. Anyway, this is one that you can do. This is my favorite one. Just go for Messana and then go for the green Romans or the blue Romans if your fleet is strong enough. Anyway, this is what you can do. Of course, you can go for 2 of these together, maybe, because Carthage also actually has a good a good economy in the beginning to support 2 wars, the wars on 2 fronts. And of course, if you decide not to go for Spain, don't be afraid to lose this, because this army, alright, costs just a little bit less than what this city is making. As you can see here, they are making 1100. This army here will be costing you about 1,100, right? Anyway, now let's go to the pros and the cons here. Okay, let's get started. What are the pros for Carthage? What are they good at? Okay, first off, the starting economy is worth mentioning. Of course, you start with 7,000 plus these 4,400 denarii if you manage your taxes properly. Anyway, you will probably be making a little bit less if you want to leave certain cities undefended so that you can go in your military endeavors. But at least 4,000 denarii per turn you're going to be making, which is really good for turn number 1. So then, still in economy, we have to talk about the law enforcement building, the temple, the law temple, and the trade temple. Let's take a look at these guys. They are worth mentioning. Of course, that the law buildings, it's the law enforcement buildings. They are equal, the same as Egypt's, the same as Parthia's. They are the secret police network at the end. They give anywhere from 10% to 20% public order due to law, and of course they reduce corruption in your settlements. This is very important. I'm going to show you how important it is just in a couple of minutes. Now, as far as temples go, we have one temple that improved the farm production, and this also improves population growth. Do not build this temple then. Anyway, then we go for the temple of Baal. This is probably the best temple you have, or the second one, depending on the city where you are. Public order due to happiness 20%, public order due to law 20% as well. So this is amazing. If you couple it with the secret police network, you're gonna get a bonus of 60% public order right there. Then you have the awesome temple of Milcard, or the Milcard temple line. You're gonna have a 20% bonus to public order and increase in tradable goods in every single one of the temples up to this point. What this means is that you're gonna have a 40% public order bonus, which is quite bad, but you have increased in tradable goods. This is a good one to have in the regions that are next to your capital and in your capital, because you will be improving the trading as well. Anyway, as I was saying, let me show you how important corruption actually is. Look at this settlement, has 750 in corruption alone. If I build the mines, it will increase by a little bit over 100. That means that these mines are going to be giving me a little bit less than 100 denarii. So what about if I build a shrine to Baal right here? So you will see that now corruption is going down by about 60 denarii, 59 denarii if I might be precise. So these buildings actually help your economy quite a lot, you know, if you get them done, the law buildings. Anyway, late game armies of Carthage are really good. If you guys have seen the battle tier list, then go watch it. That's a pretty good one, and you guys should check that out if you are trying to check this one out as well. And of course, then we have the early ports, the law temple, and the mines are absolutely needed for an early game eco boom. That it's ridiculously important if you want to fight more than one enemy at a time. And then of course, the Carthaginians are fun and replayable. And why is that? Well, they are replayable because you can focus on 3 different things, or even 4 if you decide to go other ways with the Carthaginians. And their roster is pretty varied, especially when you get to the mid game or late game, where you will have poetic infantry, you have the Libyan spearmen, you have access to long shield cavalry. Those guys are pretty decent as well. They're not good, but they're average units. So that's pretty fun and replayable, and you're gonna be beating up the Romans, of course, which is also fun as well to do. Anyway, this is whatever is good from the Carthaginians, and now we're gonna go for the cons. Of course, we start with the Fragmented Empire. That's a big con. You know, if you want to bring troops, especially here to the east, to the west, you're gonna take a couple of turns to do it. You know, to support Lily Biome Corrales, you can probably just do it within a couple of turns from Carthage to there. However, to get to Palma or Cordoba, that's gonna be quite a few. You know, gonna be a few turns to get there, so it's quite a different story. Then early to mid game units are really bad for Carthage. This is a huge downside, especially because you're going to be fighting the Romans, who have the strongest military in the game throughout the game. Then, of course, you neighbor the Romans, and that's exactly the thing. You know, they have the strongest military throughout the game, and you don't. So, and of course, if one of the Romans attack you, everybody will. The Brutii are usually a little bit passive when it comes to Carthage, but the Julii will also attack you, as well as the Scipii, so you need to watch out for that. And of course, there's the Greeks, who are also pretty strong, and you might have some difficulty fighting their phalanx-heavy armies in the beginning, because your Iberian infantry literally dies to anything. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, one of their weaknesses is that you only go up to 60% public order from buildings if you don't count the market. The marketplace also gives you 10% bonus to public order. However, the market gives you a 1% public order boost. So that means that you'll need more public order to sustain your settlement. So it doesn't really make a difference. Anyway, the last con for the Carthaginians that I have pointed down, and if you guys think there are more cons or more pros for Carthage, please do let me know what you think in the comments below. But it is that their early wars are going to be extremely difficult, again, because of the early game units that they have and because of the enemies that they have. You're going to be fighting Greeks and Romans, I can guarantee you that. If fighting the the Spanish is not going to be too hard, it depends on the difficulty level, just because you have pretty much equal units in the early game. The Numidians are easy because their early game is not, their units are not good, their roster is pretty bad. And then you might have some trouble against the Gauls, because war bands are better than Iberian infantry, so you're gonna have to get that Libyan spearman quick. But this settlement is still small, so Cordoba is small and it can't get any more than town militia. That's why it's gonna be tough. And with that, we've finished our pros and cons section, and now we're gonna go for the awarding the tier to Carthage. And which tiers should Carthage be? Now, I think that Carthage is not an S tier by far. It's not by a long shot. It's not an A tier. I don't think it can compete with the Scipii, for example. The Scipii usually beat the Carthaginians to a pulp, so no, they cannot be an A tier. I was thinking about a C tier for Carthage. The problem is that, well, yeah, despite their pretty bad things, and having a bad early and mid-game army is terrible, they do have a good economy, right? They do have a pretty good economy, so maybe their units are bad, but they can have a lot of them. However, as far as I've seen, the upkeep on those Iberian infantry is actually pretty high. Anyway, the reason why I'm not giving them the C tier, and I think, to be honest, if they were not fun to play, if they were just outright bad, I would give them the C tier for sure. However, guys, the tier I'm going to be giving to Carthage is the B tier, because of that fun factor, because of that replayability, okay? In the hands of a player, Carthage can actually flourish and pick up this good economy early game and flourish quite a bit. So I do believe Carthage is a B tier faction, guys. If you disagree, don't forget, do comment, and I like it. In the Parthia video, there was some guy who decided to, look, I play very hard, here's my experience with them, and that was pretty good. I think it's a good guide. We didn't disagree that much, but that was a good guide that he dropped out on the comments. So if you guys want to do that, if you guys want to say, well, here's my experience with Carthage, please put it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. And by the way, if you guys are still here and not subscribed, do leave a subscription to the channel. I will be making more content of this. I will be making all of the factions like that, so please do come. And if you want to get 3 Kingdoms Total War for free, I'm gonna do a giveaway on Twitch. I still don't know the day, but please follow me on Twitch and on Twitter. I will be telling you guys when the giveaway is going to be. Probably about middle August or something like that. That's when the giveaway is going to be. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.